lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm an introvert, so talking is not one of my bigger skill sets. Not much of a good talker, and my friends would tell you English is not one of my best subjects either. Because they'd be like, yo, I can't understand a word you're saying, dude. If you're watching this, Eric, I didn't see a video about the DJI telling us how good the DJI is versus the GoPro that you were using before. So here's a problem I've been having, and this is why I need to go to Best Buy. For some reason, my camera isn't connecting to the camera app on my computer. So normally what you do is you plug your phone in via USB Type-C into the computer, and you're able to download all your footage, whether it be pictures or video, via the Canon app. For some reason, my camera has stopped doing that. I tried updating the app, changing out the app, deleting the app, reinstalling the app, and nothing works. I even went back to our older version of the app. Nothing works. I reset my camera like 4 or 5 times already. I even updated the firmware on my camera. I tried going back a firmware on my camera, but it wouldn't allow me to go back a firmware. It keeps saying this is an older version, you can't use this version. So I haven't been able to download my footage via the app. So what I have to do is take the memory cards out of the camera and plug them into a adapter and then download the footage that way. Now I have like 2 of them, but one doesn't work properly. It's kind of old. It's probably like 15 years old at this point now. And then I have a newer one, but it's kind of slow too. So what I want to do is I want to go to Best Buy and see if I can find a card reader for my my computer. That's where I'm at right now until I buy a new camera. I mean, this is a new camera, but I'm buying another camera again. So now I have 2 cameras that are up to date. I got a whole bunch of I'll be honest, I got a whole bunch of cameras. But there's only particular cameras I like using. I don't use all my cameras. I guess I have different cameras for different purposes. I have cameras for videos, and I have cameras for shooting still pictures or photography, basically. All right, give me a second, guys. Let me fuel up. Yeah, boy. So this camera's been giving me some issues, man. Like I said, I'm getting a new camera anyway. This camera's like 3 years old. Like, I haven't had it 3 years, but it's 3 years old for the manufacturing date. So I'm gonna get a new one. I think I got a new one. So I got the Canon R5, the R6, and I saw Canon's coming out with a new what's it? The new R5, I think it is. Some new camera they're coming out with. I forgot what it is. I would like to get my hands on it, but those cameras are like $5 grand right now. It'll be coming out like around $5 grand. And what I should do is probably buy another R5, because the R5 has dropped in price. The R5 is now $3 grand as opposed to $5 grand when it first came out. A lot of these cameras when they first come out are like $5 grand, $3 grand, but then as time goes on, like 2-3 years pass, then they drop. They come down like tremendously, like 50% sometimes. Between 30 and 50% they come down. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the cameras that were built in 2022 and 2021. For a motovlogger like me and you, even, we really don't need anything much bigger than let's say 4K 6 or 4K, K4, oh my god, 4K, 6K or 8K. We really don't need anything bigger than 6K as a motovlogger. I think 4K is fine. So what camera should you buy if you're now starting out as a motovlogger? And I know a lot of people are gonna say, man, that's too much for a camera. It's too expensive. But yeah, you grow into the camera I'm gonna suggest. Instead of buying something cheap and then 2 years down the road or 6 months down the road, you're like, man, I outgrew this camera, man. I gotta go buy another one. So you're just wasting money buying cameras, growing out of them, when you could just buy the right camera and you'll have it for like 4 or 5 years instead of having a camera for a couple months, because you outgrow these cameras pretty fast because your skills start to get up pretty quick and you're like, Jesus, this camera is not up to par with what I'm my skills right now, so I gotta go buy a whole new camera. Okay guys, we made it to Best Buy, and I just remembered I not only have to go to Best Buy, but I also have to go to Staples as well. So we're gonna knock both of those out right now. So I wanted to spend the money locally and buy the card reader from Best Buy, but they don't have the card reader I want, so I'm gonna have to buy it off Amazon anyway. So I just remembered I needed another hard drive, and I see this one terabyte WB Blue for 92 bucks, and they have it on Amazon for 60 bucks, and I think they price match here. So we're gonna find out right now if I can get it. They got it for 66 bucks on Amazon. Hey, but do you guys still price match with Amazon?
Yes. It just has to be sold and shipped by Amazon.
What if it's sold and shipped by the same company?
Then we can't price match it.
You can't price match if it's sold and shipped by the same Western Digital?
Okay.
Has to be Amazon.
All right, no problem. Thanks, bud.
No problem. You still want to get it, or?
No, I'm gonna put it back.
Right.
Yeah. So they refuse to price match with Western Digital itself on Amazon. It has to be sold by Amazon itself. All right. Well, let's go over to Staples and finish off what we got doing. All right, guys, we made it over there to Staples. I got to run inside. I have an account here, but I can't remember the email address for it for the life of me. I remember the number. I tried to punch it in on their website, but my telephone number is not working on the website. Apparently, it only works by email, so we got to run in here and get the email address for the account so I can start by using that account. I haven't used it in such a long time, and I need some stuff from Staples because it's right down the street from me, and it'll be easier to just come here and get it instead of having to order it from Amazon or all that shit. So we're gonna just run in here, get that shit real quick, and get the hell out. So there's this YouTuber who shall remain nameless because he wants to be the one to break the news to you. He doesn't want me to do it first, which is understandable. We communicate a lot on Facebook, and he was asking me about my camera and how I get the footage that I get, and my footage is really clean and stable, and he wants to achieve the same thing. So I wanted to show you guys techniques that I use to capture the footage that I get, so maybe not only help him but also help you to get better footage. And I'm not gonna blow smoke up your butt that gear doesn't matter, because having the right gear can set you apart from all the other people on YouTube. So we're not going to talk about exactly what I told him, but I'm going to add on to some stuff that I would have said to him if we were like face to face like this, talking like how we're talking right now instead of on Instagram. It's not just having the gear alone. You have to know how to use the gear, and you have to have the right gear. A lot of people have this misconception, oh, you buy the most expensive camera and you buy a cheap lens. I think that's where people who just now starting out make that mistake. I made that mistake when I started out. I bought an expensive camera and a cheap lens because I didn't know any better. Well, he knows better because he knows to buy a proper lens, but I'm just talking about in general. People have this misconception that you just buy a camera and you buy the wrong lens, and you buy a cheap lens. To get the best footage possible, you have to have the best lens possible. The glass is what makes all the difference when it comes to photography or videography. The glass is very, very important. The L series for Canon, I believe it's the E series for Sony. I don't follow Sony and Nikon that much. I shoot mostly Canon. I have like one Nikon at home and I hardly ever use it. So I have like 5 Canons, 1 Nikon, and some other stuff I have around the house, but I mostly shoot Canon, so I can mostly talk about Canon. And with Canon, to get the best possible image, you need the L series lenses, which is the USM luxury lenses. That's where I find videography and photography shines, when you have those L series lenses. So that's one. The second one is rating the camera. I told this to Bleak. I was telling Bleak, right, the best way to get the best footage out of your camera is to add weight to the camera. When you start adding weight to the camera, you start stabilizing the camera. Because some photographers and videographers now starting out aren't exactly sure about how to get the best stable footage out of their camera. They figure, well, if the camera has image stabilization in it, IBIS, well, that's all you need and the camera should be good. I literally toss all my gimbals. I do not use a gimbal anymore. And I'm going to show you the secret I picked up how to get stable footage without having a gimbal. And I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, let me show you what's in my bag and let me show you my secret weapon for getting stable footage. Let's grab the camera and my secret weapon, the top handle. You probably would not have even guessed this unless you watch the same videos that I watch. This right here is the reason I toss my gimbals. The reason I don't use a gimbal anymore is this right here, this top handle. This top handle right here, boys and girls, is the P-Star resistance. I want to show you this right now. I only have one camera on me today, so I got to use my GoPro. I'm going to get some footage of this bike, and I'm going to show you in the GoPro how I'm able to get such footage. Now that you're watching, I want you to see this footage. Now watch how I hold the camera. I'm just holding it like this and moving slowly and turning, and you're gonna see in the camera the footage I'm getting of the 2021 Lowrider S with no gimbal. No gimbal, guys. Just this top handle is all you need for your camera. So you can buy a cage and put this top handle on it and you can get all of this footage. Probably the only two things you need to capture really good footage. Now, yes, you can run out and buy an expensive camera. Yes, you can run out and buy expensive lenses. Yes, you can run out and buy expensive gimbals, but you really don't need them. Alright guys, I hope this video was helpful for those who are now getting into videography and photography for that matter. The same techniques apply for both. You probably don't need a top handle for photography, but videography, you definitely do need one. And you could get the same lens help with both photography and videography. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you walked away with something from this video. Alright guys, if you made it this far into the video, as always, I appreciate you. Keep your eyes on the swivel, and I will see you in the next one. Peace! Hope this is a good camera.